Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day today and looking to get crafty. Today I have fiber paste that I'm going to be working with. And the cool thing about fiber paste is once it dries, it has the texture of handmade paper, which is a really nice texture to work with to kind of add a little pop to your craft projects. And it's super easy to use. You can use it like modeling paste. I know I showed using modeling paste and a stencil before. You could use fiber paste in the same way. But today what I'm going to show you is a nifty little way to kind of make your own handmade paper. And it's super easy. So what I have here is a piece of plastic packaging from a sticker sheet. And we're just going to spread this out on top of that sheet. So you're going to want to spread it kind of thin, but not so thin that it's going to rip when you go to pull it back off after it dries. Probably about 1/8 of an inch is a good measurement for that. I've never actually measured it. I just kind of eyeball. But you just want to smooth it out like this, like frosting a cake. And that's all for now. That's all we need to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside to dry. It does take a long time to dry, so if you're going to use this on a project, you're going to want to think ahead. I always let mine dry overnight because it takes hours. I've checked back 3-4 hours later and it hasn't been dry yet, so I just figure I'm going to let it dry overnight. And it also depends on the time of year that you're doing this. So in the summer when there's more humidity, it'll take longer to dry than it would in a drier time like winter. But I'm just going to set this aside for now so that it can dry. And I did plan ahead. So I have some here that I did before. So I can show you how it all comes off. Now, I do want to mention at this point that the plastic that you put it on makes a difference. So I decided that I would try it on this more sturdy sheet that some stamps came on, acrylic stamps. And as it turns out, this is really, really stuck on. And it's super difficult to peel it back off of here. So I have discovered that the cheaper, the better. These cheap plastic sheets that just come on with your embellishments or other things. Look at how easy that peeled off. Beautiful. So, in this case, cheaper is better. Go figure. Love that. Now, the really fun thing is, you can do so much now with this little piece. So I have it on the back, it's kind of got a plasticky feel to it. So you know it's going to stay together well. It won't rip as easily as regular paper might. And there's so much we can do. So I did already use some of these dies and I put it through my Big Shot. And I got some cool stars. I hadn't tried these dies before. As you notice, there's not a lot of holes that go all the way straight through, so I wasn't sure it was going to work, if maybe the handmade paper was going to be a little bit too thick, but it actually worked out okay, and I ended up with this cool embossed butterfly. So it's worth it to explore and experiment as you're going through this process. The other thing that I've done before with this stuff, which I really love, is just to punch it. So you can easily, if you're not shaky like me, slide it into your punch like that. Boom, butterfly. Gotta love that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, as my kids love to say. Another butterfly. I've done it with butterflies, I've done it with flowers, just about any punch that you have. It works so easy and so well. Every once in a while on them, they'll get a little bit stuck, but it pretty much comes right off super easy. And now I've got this cool textured flower and butterfly that I can put on layouts. And then the really cool thing about it is that it takes all kinds of colorants. So I can take my Distress ink pad and I can just pop color right on top of there like that if I want. You can paint it. I also love doing this with the craft mat, swooping up some of that color that's left over. And now I've got kind of a speckled butterfly effect there. It's kind of cool. You can easily spray these. So I'm going to get out my spray box here. And we're going to spray the star. I've got some Lindy's Stamp Gang spray here. It's the Starburst spray. And it's the fiber paste is just going to soak that ink right up, and I'm going to have a very cool yellow star when it's all done. I'm going to set that aside to dry too. But I just wanted to show you a few of the ways that you could use the fiber paste when you make your own little piece of handmade paper. You could even just cut a square of this and put it on a card with an embellishment on top of it, and it's going to add really cool texture and interest to your card. So I hope that gives you something to think about and maybe something to try in the future. And thank you so much for stopping by. Bye.